Hello YouTube, I'm Zach, you're watching ZakDTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, we're going to talk about some great news for the Great Barrier Reef, then we have some new speaker technology coming from Continental, and we're going to wrap everything up with a flexible, self-healing power source that works off your body heat. And remember, if you want more news like this Monday through Friday, go ahead and click the subscribe button right over here. Alright, let's get right into this. You know, a lot of the times when we speak about the Great Barrier Reef, it's like how bad the reef is bleaching, how much area has been lost over the years, and just how horrible it is for our ecosystem that this reef is just being destroyed. Well, now maybe people will be willing to do something about it. In a paper that was put out by Deloitte in conjunction with the Great Barrier Reef Foundation, they have come to find that the Great Barrier Reef is too big to fail. That's right, that's a term you usually only hear with big businesses, big companies, banks, and those too big to fail businesses are the ones the government watches out for. Well, this is what they found in the report. They say that the Great Barrier Reef has a total asset value of about $42 billion. That's in US money. In Australian dollars, I think that comes out to about $56 billion. It adds around $4.85 billion per year. I believe that's 6 and change in Australia. Supports 64,000 jobs, and 39,000 of them are directly related to the reef. So this is a huge business. For comparison, let's say these other ones that are there in Australia, like Telstra has 33,000 jobs. The Queensland International Education Sector only employs around 19,000 people. Kmart in Australia is at 30,000 people. Australian oil and gas extraction employs around 19,000. The National Australia Bank has 34,000. And Qantas Group only does 26,000 jobs. So as you can see, the Great Barrier Reef's 39,000 is just massive compared to the biggest industries in Australia. In fact, there's a new $16.5 billion coal mine that went into Queensland. They believe it's going to hurt the Great Barrier Reef. That's only going to add about 10,000 jobs to the area and around $154 million per year. So this Great Barrier Reef is just huge when it comes to being a moneymaker. And it does that through tourism, research, providing food, and just being a cool spot that you can see from space. To me, this is great though. We need to go around and put a dollar amount on more of these global treasures. And maybe we'll put a little bit more effort into preserving them if we could show how much money they're worth. Because it does seem like money's what makes the world go around right now. Let me start my next story off by saying when I was a kid, I was really into car audio. And this invention is just cool by any aspect. And it's also kind of counterintuitive to what anyone who used to put stereos in their car would think. Continental has come out with a speaker system they are calling the Actuate. And it's AC2ated. Of course, it's got to be groovy or whatever. This system replaces actual speakers with a magnet and coil designed to cause vibrations in your car. Basically, it's going to play your car like a stringed instrument. That's right. Now, like I said, it's kind of counterintuitive because for myself growing up, we wanted to get rid of all the vibrations. But they say they can use the A-pillars for tweeters, they can use your doors for your mid-range, and they can use your ceiling for your subs. So they're supposed to be able to give you full three-dimensional sound with actuators instead of speakers. It is a cool concept, and it does seem like it would work. I'd also imagine that something like this, though, is going to just wreak havoc on the tightness of body panels. Because if they're purposely vibrating, that's going to cause issues. Things are going to get loose. I don't know. They plan on showing this thing off at the Frankfurt Auto Show, though, coming up in this September. And then we'll get our first chance to hear what this is actually going to sound like. I'm looking forward to it. How about you? So let's wrap this up with a flexible thermoelectric device. It's a wearable that you can charge your stuff with. As it is right now, there's a lot of different devices out there that do this. You have your different watches, your fitness trackers, there's flashlights, all sorts of things can harvest energy from your body. But basically what it is the rigid devices work better, the softer devices don't. The rigid devices don't have a good enough contact patch with your skin, and they're not as comfortable as the flexible devices. Well, a team of researchers at North Carolina State University have put the best of both worlds together, have built a flexible, self-healing thermoelectric charger. According to the author of this study, Mehmet Öztürk, we wanted to design a flexible thermoelectric harvester that does not compromise on the material quality of rigid devices yet produces similar or better efficiency. And it sounds like the team may have done it. They decided to go with a safe liquid metal called e-gallium. It's gallium and indium put together, and this alloy has a very, very low resistance, so it makes it great for transferring power. And by using liquid metal, if it gets a tear or a rip or something, the metal can just sort of back together, think like the Terminator, put itself back together, and you have a good connection again. And like Ozturk mentioned, rigid devices just can't do this. So now the team is working on making the efficiency a little bit better, making it a better product. But they do have patents pending on this process, and it looks like before long they're going to go to manufacture with it. So look for it in a store near you. And with that, I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, I want to try something new too. I got this new live streaming thing, so I think for about a half hour after this upload goes up, I'm going to hang out on live stream, and we could talk about any of these things that you want. I know that sometimes I miss things, or I'm working off of a cheat sheet, and there's just spots where, whoops, I forgot that part or this, or there's something that needs to be clarified. And if you have any questions for me on any of the stuff I cover in my video, every day I'm going to do a half hour sit down after the show. So feel free to stop in and let's chat. And if you don't make it here for my show, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe.